Hey guys, welcome back to the adventure called Life. This is Jordan, and we are starting on Medieval Dynasty, The Valley, Part 3. I know I said in the last video, which you probably couldn't hear, because we realized that we had some technical difficulties going on with my microphone. We ended up changing headsets, and we realized that it has a lot better quality of audio, and you may actually be able to hear me. For the last two episodes, we have built this house in the first episode. In that second episode, we went ahead and built us a lumber yard, well, a lumber barn, and then we also started a house. I know I said in the last episode, if you could hear me, that we were going to go ahead and build with onto said lumber house before I came back, but realized that that's probably not going to happen in the dark, and I didn't want to take away from y'all's experience of watching this village grow and watching us play. So we are back present day. Didn't change anything, actually didn't sleep, so we'll see how that affects us today. Clearly it does. If you hear barking in the background, that is my wife's dog. I am sorry, but I'm not going to go correct him. I corrected him in the last video, realized it didn't really go very well in that scenario, and so I am not going to do it again. But that's just my personal preference. If it gets really annoying, just let me know, and I will make sure that we put them away before we do another video. So basically, I'm going to collect some stone really quick, and we're going to go from there. So, wow, there's actually a lot of stone over here. Hang on. I didn't expect to collect this much stone. Okay, let's see where we at. Actually, I think last time we checked, we need to cut down some trees. Okay, so the way I want to do this is I do want them to have some resources around. So I do want them to have some trees. Okay, so we're gonna grab this collection of sticks and stones and all that fun jazz. Okay, so survive the season, talk to your girl. Okay, so we'll go into town and talk to him, but I am gonna go ahead and grab and do this little move. Continue on our way with grab over to here, so we have, there we go. Okay, so I do also want to do a fence if it's, okay, so we could buy it. Now the question is, do I want this one or this one? Okay, we don't have enough for that one. I actually like this one a lot more in the past. So we need to go talk to Unighost, and we need to go ahead and cut down some trees. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run up here. Actually, I don't like this tree right here, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and get rid of this tree, and then we'll go from there. So basically, we've got some plans, we've got some ideas of what we're gonna do. Like I said, I like them kind of close, but I don't want them on. Okay, so we are gonna have to get rid of some of the, and if you hear chicks, as I have said in my last videos, that we have like 40, 50 some odd chicks in our living room currently. You know, egg shortage is great. But we have that because, well, you know, my wife had to have every color of egg on the planet. Not salty at all. Oh, it's a badger. I don't know if I want to, I'm not going to mess with badger today. No, I'm good. Okay, spruce tree. Let's see about getting this, get some of these chopped down. Watch that one, make sure that one doesn't. Something I have noticed is that if you have your stats down, then you are gonna have a problem. Your stamina will go down quicker, so we'll go ahead and let that have a break for a minute, and hopefully by then. Okay. And let it go. Okay, there we go. Aw, of course, why wouldn't we have to build another one? This is why we have extra stuff, guys. This is why. Why are we punching stuff? Ooh, we have a smithy. Okay, so for y'all that don't know, a smithy is a phenomenal thing to have this early on because you can build different things with it. Ooh, birch tree. Okay, so something else about birch, you'll see this, or hopefully you will. I'm hoping to be able to show you. If I can't, I'm sorry. Birch trees are kind of like maple. Maple give 4. I think birch trees give 4. I could be wrong, but we're gonna go ahead and chop all of these spruce trees. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. Okay, so we've got all these. Birch tree 1 and 2. Birch tree 1 and 2. Okay. Oh no, birch trees are 2, that they give 2, which is really annoying because, and you'll see this, that depending on where you start, depending on where you build, you realize very quickly that if you have birch trees, it is a pain in the butt because you are constantly cutting down trees that you really don't want to be cutting down. And then get rid of this. Okay, there we go. Okay, make sure we've got all these. Okay. This is what we'll grab. Go ahead and clear all this. Oh, we need another shovel. Okay. I'm a horrible singer. It's fine. I'm not exhausted in making this video at all because, you know, I have a job aside from what I, you know, video gaming and all that, and, you know, having 2 kids, and, you know, it's all great. Okay. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and finish up gathering this stuff. Stick. Ooh, morel mushrooms. Hang on. You know how I said last video, I said I will collect morels anytime I see them. And the main reason being for that is because you only see them 1 time a year. There's a lot of stuff you can do with morel mushrooms, which is really cool in the game. Not as there is more than there used to be. So there used to be like very minimal amounts of what we could do with them. So I'm excited. Like I also said in the previous videos, I had said that you kind of want okay, so we're gonna go ahead, boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, got that. Okay, now we got this. Let's see, shall we? Okay. Almost there, which is really exciting. Okay, boom, done. They have a house. Our people now have a house. I like to do the bigger houses for my people from the very beginning because once I get a man and a woman in this house, then I will be able to. The other thing we probably need to grab here, we'll go ahead and get a, as much as I don't like to do this at the very beginning, because you never know where your well is gonna want your well to be. We'll go ahead and put it over here, shall we? Oh, lovely. Okay. Okay, so we had a plan to get that done. We're going to add that just to be on the safe side. What I like to do, I actually like to group all of my animals together. However, I'm actually probably not going to do that this time around, or if I do, they're all going to be over here by my house. They're all going to be in this area. But I want to give them plenty of space too. So that's a whole nother side of things. So, sir, can you please get rid of your hammer? But that's just a preference. That's not necessarily an expectation or a need. So that's just kind of where we're at. So basically, I'm going to run in and we're going to go see Unigost and talk to him for a minute and see what he needs and see if potentially we could get part of, okay, here in the tavern, part of, hi Unigost. Okay, hey Rishmir. Okay, so his name is Rishmir, so good to know. Hey Rishmir, are you getting settled? The valley is treating me readily fine. That's wonderful, Rishmir, but you have come at a poor time. My duties at Castilian await me. Of course, I understand. Is everything all right? Yes, I'm not sure, to be honest. There's been a murder. Oh my, I thought the village that didn't happen here too often. Great. I meant for the deceased, obviously, but there's this excitement and mystery in the valley that's been no, we're gonna go with the first one. Because they don't, I'm just about to go to the crime scene and question the witness, and honestly, I don't know what to expect. I'm sure you'll take good care of the matter. Time will tell. Yes, even it will be a break. Jokes aside, Rishmir, there's a really serious matter. I won't be able to share more stories with you at the moment, but I believe there is someone you want to meet. His name is Salman. He is one of us and the pack, I mean. That's right. All of them do, actually. I've marked Salman's house on your map. You should pay him a visit. Great. I'll go there right away. But beware, calling Salman's friendly is likely calling being stung by a bear right in the tip of your manhood pleasant. Oh, I'm sure you're exaggerating. He was a part of the reminders, after all. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'll be on my way then. Okay, so basically he's saying that we're going to go see this guy, we're going to go see this friend, and maybe make a decision as far as him. So here's what we're going to do. Because I am a man, I am creating a settlement. Okay, so he is cool. He is going to go join our settlement. A lot of people don't know how to do that. This is the girl I've been talking to romantically. You should have a bath for Al. Jeez. Okay. Well, good to know that my battery decided to die in the midst of all this. So that is lovely. That is wonderful. That is great. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll plug this in and get this restarted. Okay. I think you should have a bath first, which means we have to run down here really quick and go swimming. Because apparently I stink. So she says. We'll see actually how that works, because I'm not so sure I stink, but fine. I'll walk through the water, take a little bath, all the things. We gotta impress our woman. So, but I like starting out early with the whole romance thing, with the whole, huge aspect of that, because it takes so long. Today is pretty tiresome for me, but fruitful nonetheless. Now, how's your day going? Love the cuisine here. What's your favorite food? Okay, cool. So that was a +5. We did good there. Work is often... Okay, what did she ask? She hadn't asked anything. Work can be often get under your skin. What do you do for your spare time? I'm permanently in love with this land. How do you like it here? That is a +5. It always will be. If you see it, take it. Sorry, I need more time to think about what you said. Actually, I've got a little something. Okay, so we don't have anything yet. Okay, so sometimes they allow 2 people, sometimes they don't. How old are you? You're 29. How old are you? 52. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and... Okay, so we've got the guy over there, actually. I say that. Hang on. Because I know better than to walk away. Management. Okay, let's go ahead and we're gonna assign house. Simple house. Yes, we're gonna go ahead. Because even though, yes, it is a horrible aspect to it, I'm gonna go ahead and assign him to a lumberjack. He's gonna be a lumberjack. He's not really that keen on it. He's not really that great at it. But there is a benefit to this because as time grows on, he will get better. Because he's my first guy, he will get better. In saying that, we're going to have to do some hunting, get some food to him, find some buckets. Because I don't have anything to craft buckets. That's lovely. I didn't think about that. Well, may have taken some buckets previously, illegally. I mean, you know, that's hearsay, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if we can find something. And then go from there. So let's run. Only reason I know exactly where he's at is because I've played this game enough. I could go around, but then I risk bison. But then I don't. We're gonna go around. And there's a method to my madness here, people. Method to my madness. Know that it is unrealistic that you don't have that someone doesn't have their HP on because I really should, and I should not be cutting across these paths because I know better. Jordan knows way too well why we don't. Okay, so I had also said in a previous video that I was going to show where my previous village in the valley was. So I actually built a massive village that sprawled all of this. And then all of my farm fields were over on this side and down the water bank, down the river bank and all of that. My main house was in between these two trees right here. A beautiful, beautiful village. Wouldn't have traded it for the world. However, do you see how far that village is from Gustovia? It was a pain in the butt because I did not have the time to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, which was fine. When I became self-sufficient, it made it really easy. It was nice to have the ability to expand. A lot of people build in this area because it's so open and there's nothing in it and there's no trees and it's probably one of the better areas to build in. And I'm not going to sit there and knock on anyone for building in this area because it is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. I just don't want to be that far away from town. That's my preference. That's my issue. And I'm sitting here showing you how to play this game. I am not sitting here saying this is exactly how you should do it. However, there are things that I've learned that work. Playing this game for a year, you'll learn things. I will tell you, you'll learn a lot. But what I will say is if you're gonna and you want to play it more on easy mode, definitely, like I've said in the past, make sure that your storage is unlimited and that you're on God mode basically. Because if you don't, oh yeah, Wesset, yeah, that's lovely. Y'all stay over there, please, because you're all right over there. I can tell you, I know from experience that they're all freaking over there. And to stay on the path under all circumstances, especially if you have not unlimited XP or HP. Yeah, that's why. This right here. This is why. This little shit right here. Yeah. Typically there's more and 1. Because that's not stressful. I'm not gonna lie, that made me jump, and I even knew he was coming. But it still made me jump. Unica, where are we? He's in here. Okay, cool. Okay. I think you're lost. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Visit a second. Wait a second. Look me in the eye and stop shivering from crying out loud, huh? Black and blue, you're Lorden's family, aren't you? Yes, my name is Rashmir. You must be somber then. And how do you know that? I was talking with Unigast, who told me that you were a part of the Reminders as well. Part of the what now? The pack. The one with Unigast and Lorden. I've never heard this idiotic name in my life. Oh, sorry, maybe I've made a mistake. We were called the Undying's Undying's Fist. Okay. Oh my, that's so much worse. Now that's a lot better of a name. Let's go with that, because then it opens up a can of worms you don't want to open. You're damn right it is. That's because I came up with it. Everyone loved it. No idea why Unigast lied to you like that. I'm sure he was just jealous about your creativity. Ha, of course he was. And not only about that. Anyway, I would love to hear some stories about my uncle and the pack's adventures altogether. That's an amazing coincidence, because I would love to spend time telling the old tales by the crackling fire. Oh my, really? No, leave my property and forget where it is. Oh, come on. You only take a moment. Really? Just tell me, what was my uncle like? How did you become a part of the Undying Fist? And, what did you do exactly as a pack? You don't know what we did? Unigast didn't get to that part yet. Alright. But be quiet and try to be less annoying. Where should I begin? Right. It all started when Lorden left his home. He was 18 at the time, if I remember correctly. The clever bastard was always too big of a fish for his birthplace, and he knew that. Left as soon as he could, but cleverness at such a young age always meant two things: being arrogant and hot-headed. His plan was to set out on a big adventure. That's it. Pretty detailed, huh? A path like he paved with a skeleton of young idiots. But, nonetheless, none of them were Lorden. Either way. He was wandering for days. Days turned into weeks, and weeks and his rations into dust. He was useless as a hunter, but back then, at least some berries and mushrooms were all he could get, so obviously he needed some coin. He came across a manor with orchards so vast that it seemed like an ocean. Lorden managed to find some work there. A week of backbreaking labor had passed. His hands were covered in blisters, skins red from the scorching sun, and knees pulsating from pain. Oh, I must say, you really are an amazing storyteller. I wasn't expecting that. Shut up. Do you want me to finish? Where was I? Oh, right. He was exhausted from all the strenuous work he had done when went to the lord of the manor and a smile on his face to collect the payment. His stomach was already full with fantasies of all the delicious treats he was going to dream of buying, and all of that was ruined by the hand of the lord handing him a couple of loose coins. Lorden was furious. That was merely a fraction of the pay he was supposed to acquire. He started shouting at the lord, demanding justice. Peasants were just like flies to the lord, disgusting, replaceable insects. And what did you do with a fly which buzzed too loudly? Both of the lord's palms outstretched Lorden's ears within the strength of an ox. Lorden fell to the ground stunned, and that's the lord guards threw him out of the manor like garbage, stealing that few pathetic coins while doing so. If I may add, it wasn't even until evening when Lorden regained his hearing, and when it came a fervent thought, the thought of revenge. Your uncle was quite a capable fighter when I met him 10 years later, but he wasn't back then, and he knew the guards would massacre him if he only came close. So he needed to find another way to fulfill his vengeance. Lorden was always ambitious, but the hatred fueled him like nothing before. What came later was becoming bored of his conversation. Go away. No way, you can't leave me like this. I can do whatever I want. Scram, I have things to do. What things. I do them for you. I'll do you what? I'll do anything you want. Just please tell me the whole story. Damn, you're annoying. Please, 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 please. Yeah. Fine. Just shut up already. So what needs to be done? You won't regret it. Grab this shovel. It's a piece of crap, but it will do. There are clay deposits behind my house. Go up there and dig in clay for me. All right, boss. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dig some clay for him really quick. So he actually has specifics that he wants you to dig clay. He wants you to dig like, I think 5 clay. Yeah, on the side, 5 clay. You're supposed to have 5 clay. So you've already gotten your 5 clay. Now, I will tell you how you get some money, and it's decent money. And the good thing is you find them, so it's not technically stealing. But there are a ton of these things back here. Yeah, we'll go through here and take all these. And we'll go ahead and grab this clay deposit while we're at it. Okay. I mean, I still watch my back because okay. There's a huge section of them somewhere, and I'm trying to find them because, I mean, like, massive. When you see it, you're going to be like, oh, where is his house? Just absolutely lose his house. Oh, it's because I'm too far over. That's why I can't find any of the deer things. Okay. Oh, right here. Okay, so you have 2 more right here. But then you have a crud ton of deer, like right here. Strange deer figurine. I mean, you end up with like, and I'm gonna go ahead and take these wine bottles because they are full. Morel mushroom, like I said, if I see it, I'm gonna grab it. I think we've gotten all the little deer statues. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it takes a couple of times coming back. Okay. Okay. You have it. Here are all the clay you wanted. Will you finish the story now? Alright. So as I've already said, Lorden wasn't much of a fighter back then. He didn't have any money nor connections, but he had one thing, an unusual ability. You see, from an early age, Lorden was an exceptionally good liar. His sweaty palms, no voice cracks, no tells really, calm, steady breathing, eye contact held all the way. He eventually managed to handle any kind of pressure, even in the craziest situations. But it wasn't that at first. He felt no pressure lying, no stress at all. He was a natural for him as breathing. He absolutely had no remorse. He came up with a plan so immensely moronic and unrealistic that it really was hard to believe that it would work so perfectly. or that it worked so perfectly. At first, he convinced the nearby town tailor to sew him a whole set of clothes worthy of the most wealthy nobleman. The finest of fabrics, silk and threads, you name it, horrendously expensive. So what did he name? So how did he manage to afford it, you may ask? It's simple. He didn't pay for it. So he stole it. I said no such thing. Lorden wasn't a thief. That's not the traditional meaning of the word, at least. Apart from that, I did finish the dang story. While wearing this new clothing, he traveled to the castle of the king of that realm and entered it. Ha ha ha, you're obviously right, so it is. It's mad to even consider trying to pull that off. But Lorden just walked straight in. I don't blame you for doubting me. Damn, I would have been first to doubt a lot of things like that if I didn't see him doing it 100 times later with my own eyes. Anyway, he walked right into the castle, and once he was there, he followed through with his plan, which was betting his wife. Whose wife? The king's. The king's wife? So the queen. Indeed. So let me get this straight. The plan was to get into the castle to lay with the queen. Exactly that. You were right. That was the most absurdly idiotic plan I have ever heard. I told you, but it worked like a charm. I still don't get it. What worked? What has he accomplished by that? After the lovemaking, he dressed up, deliberately leaving his undergarments on the bedside, and told the queen he'd be right back with some refreshments. Then he went to one of the king's guards and told him that he saw the queen with the company of a strange man sneaking into one of the chambers. The guard rushed in and witnessed the queen naked in bed with a man's clothing right next to her. As a loyal servant, the guard reported on the matter directly to the king himself, whom, as you can imagine, became furious to say the least. He couldn't really punish his wife, that would be bad for his reputation, but he could pursue her lover. Unfortunately for him, at this point Lorden was long gone from the castle, riding a beautiful bay mare he borrowed from the stable into the sunset. I still don't get it. You see, the king didn't catch the filthy seducer. He didn't mean he couldn't track him down and find him. To do so, the only track he could follow was the one that Lorden left behind, except his undergarments and a pleasurable memory for the queen. His name. Not his real name, of course, the name he used when introducing himself to the queen, which was the Lord of the Orchards. Precisely. Now you get it. Ha ha ha. That's incredible. The Lord's head must have left the company of the body pretty promptly. He didn't get killed. That wouldn't be in Lorden style. The queen begged for his life to be spared, so the king threw him into dungeon where he spent all his days he had left. Lorden was amazing. All of that was just the power of his wit and speech. He surely showed the Lord that he should have wronged him. He shouldn't have wronged him. Don't get the wrong idea about his reasons. Lorden didn't get through all of this just because of what the Lord did to him. You see, the Lord was a cruel, merciless brute. He mistreated all of his subjects, killed for fun, raped for sport. People used to call him Laundryman because one of his habits was drowning his B word, I'm not going to say that word, in the lake right after his birth, like unwanted kittens. Lorden needed to stop him, and he did, but that's not the end of the story. After Lorden's capture, somebody had to take his place. He didn't have a rightful successor, but then with such an uncanny, perfectly timing came a distant cousin of the Lord's, a charming young man with two different eyes. You've got to be kidding me. He easily acquired all possessions of the Senate's relative, but Lorden didn't want any of that, not for himself, so he only took 3 bags of coins from the treasury and left everything else in the hands of the peasants. They were elated. He still is probably worshipped there. I can tell you that. Oh, and one more thing. Why 3 bags, you might ask? That's easy. 1 for the tailor, 1 for the stableman he took the horse from, and the last one for himself, with the exact amount of the coins he was rightly supposed to earn for his work at the orchard. I told you, Lorden wasn't a thief, and that was it. He mounted his beautiful mare and left the realm, continuing his adventures. At least that's the story he used to tell us. So none of that may have been true at all, ha ha ha, but that's just how it was with Lorden. Now I understand what you and Undergross were talking about. He really does seem so surreal. I've never met anyone like him. Don't get me wrong, he has flaws. But the things he could do, his tongue wasn't even silver, it was made out of pure gold. But wait, you didn't tell me what the purpose of the undying fist. Oh, I thought it would be obvious by now. On that day, Lorden's mission was born. He knew that they spoiled, rotten elites that were scattered all around the world, draining life and dignity from the hard-working simple folk, and that he would be capable of stopping them to some extent at least. So that actually what he's doing, overthrowing corrupt lords and giving back to the community. He sounds like a hero, a true hero. Well, it wasn't like that. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that. So, how do you join the pack? Lorden was working solo until he met Unigost. That rat's angled fingers couldn't work where Lorden's tongue did. And then they needed someone with other talents that were lacking, like strength, manliness, bravery, independence, gallantry, integrity. Right, I think you get the picture. So they recruited the best there was. I was between jobs at the time, so I gave them a chance. And finally the pack started to really make a difference. But I don't like to brag. Oh yes, I noticed. Humble for the bone. Thank you for noticing. People at my level don't need to be boast about their skills, just like the sun doesn't need to prove it's bright. Anyway, I already spoke more words to you than I did in the last 5 years to anybody, so it's time for you to go, and preferably don't come back ever. It was a great pleasure and a true honor. Yeah, I don't care. Leave me now. And in return for giving away my location, deliver this delicious meal to Unigost in his favorite knuckle sandwich. Do you want me to hit him in the face? Did I stutter? No, sir. Of course, sir. I'm on my way. Okay, so this is the part I don't like because, like I said, most of the time you end up going home in the dark, which is kind of freaky. I am going to go this way, though. Yeah. It is freaky. You're supposed to wait. I'm not going to deliver the knuckle sandwich right now to Unigost. I'm going to get home, get in bed, all that, and call it a video. But in saying that, I will go ahead and talk about kind of some of the plans that I have for tomorrow. Tomorrow will not be about completing anything as far as Unigost is concerned. I will complete like the knuckle sandwich portion, but if he has something for us tomorrow, like that, most of the time I think Unigost really kind of sends you to the guy we just talked to. So, oh, okay, well, we changed days, so Summer, we'll go ahead and talk about that. Cool, made it back to my house. That's phenomenal, that's awesome. Cool, chapter 1, a survivalist. Okay, cool, so we are good, we survived a summer, so we're going to go ahead and put the clay, like I said, over here. And go ahead and say good morning to the sun. And we will be right here. And we will call that a day. I probably will go ahead and finish the well off camera. And I will tell you, I'm going to go ahead and get some pails and some food and stuff like that. And then we'll talk about how I got that in the next video. But then that way you aren't being bored like completely by this entire thing in the Let's Play. So, guys, just remember that you are loved, you are cared about, you are special, and you are important. Make sure that you make somebody smile today because you never know when you're going to make a difference. My name is Jordan. I'm with the adventure called Life. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell because I will be posting a video every day until I kind of get bored. So hopefully that isn't anytime soon, and it will be on the Medieval Dynasty, the Valley village. And then once we kind of get done with Rishmir's story, then we will flip over and we will work with Osparo, which is the other free range side of it. And again, like I said, you'll have a wonderful day. I am Jordan, and this is the adventure called Life. Bye, guys. See you in the next one.